What's going on, YouTubers? Welcome to another video. Before we get to today's video, which I'm going to be talking about a bunch of stuff, I wanted to do a quick comparison of the coldest water bottle, the one I've been using the last several weeks, versus a standard Hydro Flask, something you get from Costco. Usually it's like 2 for $40 or something like that. You know, we've bought them in the past. So I wanted to test a theory of, is this still cold after the advertised time frame, and do the exact same amount of water and ice ratio in a Hydro Flask and see, you know, which one's still cold or not, and keeping it in, just room temperature. So let's test that out. Alrighty, so just drank from both, and this one is lukewarm. This is slightly cold after 72 hours. So there's definitely a difference between the two temperature-wise. And obviously you can see size-wise, they have a very similar bottom. However, which is great because I like this size because it fits in your standard, like cup holders, like my Tesla, my couch my couch upstairs. It's a really good size. However, having this bigger upper thing gives you a lot more water. Thirdly, handlebar here, this comes with 3 lids. I use this one at home. There's the other lid, which, I showed in the unboxing, that pops off. That one's great for, when we go out and about. I went to Park City yesterday in Utah, and I used that lid. And the wife agreed, this is an amazing water bottle. It keeps it cold up to 72 hours, 3 different lids. And I love this shape. It really makes a huge difference. So yeah, that's just my 2 cents on the comparison between the two so you guys understand why this costs more than that. And it's definitely worth it. My favorite water bottle I've ever used. So use the link below, code Flankster, to get a discount. So let's look at today's video. So you guys saw that I did this Zelda display, which I'm real happy with, honestly. The only thing I need to do is cut the metal, which I actually plan to do later today. I'm going to have to remove everything, cut it, but this is definitely something I'm real happy with. We're just going to add Majora's Mask. That's where he's sold on payment plan. By the time it's really kind of paid off, we'll be getting the Adult Link by Dream Studios with the 2 extra bodies. So it'll be perfect. And it kind of, if you think about it, transverses my childhood favorite Zeldas, from Ocarina of Time to Majora's Mask to Twilight Princess, my 3 favorite. So it really works phenomenal. Now, here to the right, there's actually 3 different ways we can do this. I've kind of concluded. So Doom does look badass there. It's huge. It's super cool. Just to give you a size comparison against the coldest water bottle, for example, look how incredibly big that is. It's not even funny, folks. It also has probably the coolest base of any statue I've seen. Doom himself looks glorious. Tons of swap outs. It's a freaking grail, no doubt. Next to it, for right now, I threw Tomb Raider. I wanted to see how that looks. Now, they don't obviously scale together, but she is a very tall piece. And she does look great here. I get really good angles. Over here, you can see her pwit. And a 360-degree angle. It looks good. So this does work, even if the scaling's off, it does work. And it does free up a spot there next to Jin, or do Neo there and do something with Bloodborne, to do another 1/4 video game. Granted, you could do Jill Valentine from Resident Evil 3. You could do Demon Souls by Prime 1. That would actually work really good. There's a lot of different options I could consider. I really actually like the idea of Demon Souls. That was like the first PlayStation 5 game I played. That would go fantastic next to Bloodborne. Both being Soul games, similar themed statues. Neo goes great next to Ghost of Tsushima, both being samurai. So I really like that idea as well, to be honest. And Demon Souls does fit really good right there, because it's not super wide. It is tall with the sword, but it does work really good. But so like I said in the other video, I can consider Resident Evil 3 here, which would mean selling Doom, returning Tomb Raider there, and just doing RE3 right here. That's, another option. Another option I was also considering, I was talking to my friend about, is what if, you remove Tomb Raider, sell off the entire Witcher line, since I'm already selling Ciri, just sell the rest, and just get Geralt 1/3. Throw him there, because he's another 1/3. He's 35, nearly 36 inches tall, so he's beastly. He's the main character of the video game. There's several disadvantages of doing that. One, I actually like conceptually this piece better. Even though he's not holding like those bird heads, I like his pose and the base better. I do like the 1/3 quite a bit, but I like this one more in terms of concept. Obviously, it's a lot smaller. This is 26 inches tall. But not only do I get a Geralt that I like conceptually better, but I also get Yennefer, Eridan, Ciri, all the main characters. And I really like this line. I think it's amazing with all the creatures and everything. So that's where I'm like, I don't know. I still think I prefer the 1/4 in this scenario versus the 1/3, which, is really cool, but I still think I prefer 1/4. So that's why I'm thinking, Resident Evil 2 or Resident Evil 3 or Doom and Tomb Raider or Doom and another possibility, which I'll mention, is the best option. Now, nice thing is doing Doom, we have space right here for another statue, and I can still technically at least get Jill Valentine for Resident Evil. I could technically also throw Halo here. Granted, it's not 1/3. It is a big piece, but Tomb Raider is my tallest video game statue. That's 1/4. But I was considering one other idea. I showed a friend. He liked the idea. It does mean sacrificing some more Dragon Ball Zs and my ultimate DBZ setup, that right there, which I really hate doing. But there is a pro to doing that. So, for example, we would sell those three, that. Move Sume Frieza there, Prime 1 Goku and Vegeta there, Ryu Buu in the middle. Eventually sell, KD Trunks and do a Tien Shinhan down low. Raise this shelf higher, like that high, and do KD Goku, KD Vegeta, since they're higher up, they'll get good angles underneath Sume Broly. And have both the head displays, pretty much behind the statue up there. Granted, it's not the Buu Saga Vegeta, but it still would look sick. Sume Frieza will go better there than, KD. And I'm fine getting rid of Infinity Cell and Ryu Vegeta, or, sell KD Vegeta. I'm fine honestly keeping either. The biggest loss is this setup, because it's such a good setup. I don't mind getting rid of the duplicate villains and only sticking with the one villain, the Fireball villain, really. I do really like busts next to 1/4, but it still would look great just having the 2 KD busts here. Plus, it's very colorful in this particular area, and I think it would look really good. The reason we would do that is to make this setup a God of War setup. Like a dedicated God of War. Like, we're kind of doing that right here. We're dedicating 2 garage shelves of this whole display. But instead of just, like the 2 top shelves, we could kind of do this whole display God of War. We'll have a DBZ setup. We have a Zelda setup. We have basically just video games from here to here, and then an MK setup. So I would love to do a dedicated God of War setup. And the way it would work, and I'll show you Photoshops in a minute, but you do Kratos bust, Kratos, Baldur, Mimir, Axe. And then down low, I'd probably throw my Medusa and Cyclops, because Kratos fights both in the video game. I could technically just do the Mummy as well down low and throw my 1/4 Kratos God of War 3 custom up in the corner, still do that idea. Or I could do just Medusa, custom Kratos, and buy back Gaming Head's Kratos bust. Then I have both versions of Kratos in a bust form. I don't really need 2 busts of Kratos, so I'd probably lean more towards just doing the Mummy, honestly. I could actually even fit the Mummy and Kratos in that display. I know he didn't fight mummies, but he does fight a lot of mythological creatures, so call it what you want. I still think it works. He fought creatures similar to Anubis. I'm playing God of War 2 right now, and I fought many creatures that literally look like Anubis. So I feel like that does work. Plus, it does free up horse statue space, which is really nice. So I would love to do that. So I might consider just that. Maybe God of War 3, Mummy, Anubis, Medusa, Cyclops. That we could keep the corners clean. Then above the setup I had said. In the middle, you do the Blades, that poster, and a Ragnarok poster. I think that'd look really effing good. And then, of course, that frees up these 2 garage shelves, which is a huge win. I would do the Clicker bust in the middle with Last of Us, Devil May Cry, and then right there, I'd probably do Resident Evil 3 above, Resident Evil 2 below, do Aloy there, and then do Uncharted Tomb Raider. Boom. Then I get, the only one I'm still sacrificing, obviously, is Doom. Doom still has to go in this scenario. And then, obviously, all the KD duplicates, more or less. Then obviously the fact of having this ultimate display, which I really freaking love this display. It's like seriously perfect. Unfortunately, there's just no way to make that work in this setup due to how tall these shelves are, how tall that bust is. It will not work. There is one way I could make it work. If you raise this shelf to like right there and do Kitty Goku bust on this shelf facing this way, and then do like Prime 1 Goku and like all the Goku setup. And then Vegeta, I think, might fit over there. I'd have to measure, but I think Vegeta would fit up there. You know, you just have to have Goku bust lowered. He's the biggest problem. You know, but yeah, that potentially could work. I don't know about that, though. I still think I'd prefer just doing KD, Goku, and Vegeta bust here, Broly underneath, and swap out all that for those two in the pre-orders. I don't know if I will do this. I've just considered it. I really don't like the idea of messing up this display. I honestly don't mind selling off those three, that, and either of my Final Flashes. That doesn't bug me at all. I'd obviously use that money to just buy Resident Evil 3, which I think is better. The biggest problem is ruining this setup, which I really don't like doing. If there was a way to incorporate this setup in here and make it work and look good, that is probably the best situation. I think the only way I can do that is have to move all tall pieces over here. You know, like Cell, Sume Frieza, Piccolo. Funny, I pointed at him. But yeah, anything tall would have to be moved. That's the only way it could work. You know, and obviously Boo. So I'd probably have to do Cell, Boo, and Frieza, and Broly, and somehow try to keep Piccolo in this display. That's the only way that would work. Let's check out some Photoshops, though. Alrighty, so that's kind of the main video game wall, and I actually do really like this. The only difference would be Uncharted would go on the glass shelf, just didn't Photoshop it. The annoying thing about doing Resident Evil 3 right here, I couldn't have the diorama truly as the diorama like I could on the other shelf. You really kind of have to do it this way. It's the only way that works. Alrighty. And then, you know, let's see now this way. Here's kind of the DBZ, just based off that initial, you know, what I said. Doing Prime 1 Goku, Ryu, Boo, Vegeta, Sume Frieza. It definitely looks good, no doubt. Of course, I'd have the head holders as well, kind of like in between them and Boo. And that's kind of that general idea, is doing just Goku, Vegeta, Broly, the 3-tier Zelda system. Now, you guys kind of get the idea. And then this is one God of War setup I'd mentioned. You know, where you could basically get that Kratos bust, Kratos, the Blades, Medusa. You know, I think that looks really good. And, you know, for example, the Ragnarok poster, that definitely looks really cool. You know, there's definitely a good amount of space. Yeah, like I said, Resident Evil 3 right there. Although I'd probably just do Mummy display right here. You know, it doesn't take up a ton of space. That Kratos doesn't take up a ton of space. You know, but you basically throw Kratos right in between the two. He'll be the tallest piece among them, and I think it'll look really cool. To basically have him, you know, in between the two 1/4s, bust on each end, above, bust on each end with the 1/4 in the middle. And then this spot is freed up to basically move Nun and Annabelle over, and then do Celine and Blade. You could also, I mean, I'm still considering just selling Red Sonja. I've sold Vampirella. I might just keep Red Sonja, get Prime 1 Vampirella. But you could do Prime 1 Vampirella, Red Sonja right here, Blade and Celine there. You know, all 1/3s. The biggest reason I want to move Nun is so I could just put Dog Alien back there, so this is truly AVP only, and spread that out more. Because I did prefer that display when it's just those three, not him. When it's him, it looks a little tight. Plus, I'd like to have at least one of the aliens more sideways instead of forward. Like they're both kind of forward, that one's slightly angled. But you guys get the idea. I would prefer to move Nun if I can. Just move her right there, and then this is free. Or you could do her here with the poster in the middle, and then right there, you know, do Blade and Celine. So there's definitely some big pros to kind of, you know, separating that Goku and Vegeta setup. I really like to keep that setup and just incorporate it into the main DBZ display. So I got to see if I can figure that out. Otherwise, look at Gizzy. He's scratching me. He wants up. But yeah, let me know what you guys think in the comments below of these, ideas. Do you like them, or do you think we should just keep it as is and continue as planned? I still don't mind the idea of selling all those KD statues, though. It's just getting rid of duplicates, bro. Like, I don't need 2 Cells, 2 Boos, 2 Friezas. How many Gokus do I need? I mean, KD and Primeline are literally the exact same pose. The biggest one to lose, honestly, is going to have to be KD, Majin, Vegeta. Like, that's one I'd want to keep, because I really like that. And, it's unique. Anyways, I'll see you guys in the next one. Like, comment, subscribe. Have a great day.